Stress is a factor of life, and stress can be good. We do need stress. It's just that we have chronic levels of stress. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Jess of Nourished by Jess. Today I wanted to talk to you about finding calm in the chaos. So when things are really stressful, when you're going through a challenging time, when you're feeling a little bit crazy, maybe you're having a lot of anxiety, maybe it's your busy time at work, whatever might be going on, there are ways that we can find calm and clarity and manage that stress to get us through. Because while there are certain stressors that it is best for us to remove from our life if possible, in certain situations that we don't need to engage in if it stresses us out. Stress is a factor of life, and stress can be good. We do need stress. It's just that we have chronic levels of stress now. We have so much stress: emotional stress, physical stress, mental stress, work stress, money stress, kids, a pandemic. There's so much turmoil going on all around us. There's a lot, right? So there is no shortage of stress. But what makes the difference is our resiliency, our ability to handle and bounce back from stress, how we perceive it, what we do with it, and how we manage it. So before I jump in, I just want to say, in my experience, the number one, setback when it comes to our ability to manage stress is our perception of our ability to do so. So often we think that there's nothing we can do, right? The stress is this external thing. It's all these circumstances that are now out of our control. I have to do this. This is happening. There's no way out of that. And there's very little we can do, and we just kind of have to wait for it to pass us by. We just have to get through it. We just have to get through another day. But if we can shift that perspective, shift that mindset, know that there are things we can do, we can make it easier. I have 4 tools that we're going to look at today to help you do this. Very simple and accessible. The first one I want to talk about is breath or breath work. When we get stressed out, we breathe from our chest. Now, we're actually breathing from our chest the majority of the time anyway, because we're in this chronic stressed out state. We're so disconnected, we don't even know we're doing it, when really we want to be breathing from our belly. So your chest shouldn't move when you breathe. It should be your abdomen that expands and contracts with each breath. You want to send that breath deep down into your belly, not just into your chest. Also, belly breathing and slowing down our breathing, this allows us to calm down our nervous system and to shift from the sympathetic nervous system, which is known for the fight or flight, into the parasympathetic, which is our rest and digest state. So this is optimal. This is where you want to be as often as possible. There are so many different breathing techniques and exercises you can use. There's so many different types of breath work. If you want to do an extended version of this, you can work with a breathwork practitioner. There are group classes. You can find recordings on YouTube. For the sake of this video, keep it nice and simple. This is something you can do anytime you're feeling overwhelmed, anytime you have a break, anytime, maybe before you eat your lunch, maybe when you're in the car, in the shower, right when you wake up, as you're falling asleep. You can do this anytime, anywhere. So just focus on breathing in through your nose if possible and out through your mouth, sending that breath deep down into your belly. So you can even put a hand on your chest and a hand on your abdomen to just make sure your chest is still and your abdomen is the one that is moving in and out with your breath. And you can do like a box breathing. So inhale, hold, and exhale for equal amounts. Or you can do the 4-7-8 breathing technique, which I really love, which is inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 7, and exhale for a count of 8. So don't get too caught up on the counts. Just focus on nice and slow, deep inhale, and then hold for a little bit, and then exhale nice and slow through the mouth, fully and completely, aiming to double your inhale length. So if you can't exhale for a full 8 seconds, maybe just do like a 2-second inhale and then aim for a 4-second exhale. And obviously, just simply consciously paying attention to your breath and switching to that deep belly breathing. That on its own, if you can do that as many times throughout the day as possible, that's going to be extremely helpful. And maybe you can write yourself little notes or put reminders in your phone, anything like that to help remind you to make that shift. So my second tool is movement. Again, very simple. This doesn't have to be these big exercise routines that you schedule in, to get up at 5 a.m. to do this big routine. Nope, just work movement into your day. I cannot stress enough how important these things are. Often we overlook the simplest things. We think it has to be harder, it has to be more complicated, or it has to cost money. But if we can just pull back and start from the beginning and start simple and pull in all these little changes, this is where we're going to see the biggest impact, and this is where everyone needs to start. It shouldn't be overwhelming. Movement, again, this can be a way to bring in mindfulness. It can be like an active meditation. But really, with movement, we're moving energy. Just like with breath, we're moving energy. So stress, emotions, anxiety, that's all ultimately energy. So we need to move it out of our body. If energy gets stagnant, if energy gets stuck, if emotion, stress, trauma gets stuck in our chakra system or in our physical body, this is going to cause problems. So we want to make sure we're keeping everything moving. So even if it's if you're feeling like you're getting frustrated with something, you're sitting at your computer, you're working on something, get up and move around. Just walk around a little bit, or maybe if, you want to do some like lunges or stretches. Dancing is like my favorite form of physical movement. Super great for activating and clearing out your chakras, which get blocked and imbalanced from stress and anxiety. Movement is a form of expression and creativity, and this is so, so, so important for us. Most of us don't have the opportunities, or we don't see the opportunities to express ourselves and to express our emotions and to express our feelings and to express creativity. So if we can find these little ways to start experimenting with that, start bringing more of that into our day, you're going to see a big change in your mood, in your energy, just in your mindset, your perspective, and what you're attracting into your life. You're going to find more flow and more ease, more inspiration, more clarity. If your form of movement is a walk, even if it's just like a 10-minute walk, getting out in nature and combining that movement with nature, reconnecting to the earth, reconnecting to nature, it is so supportive, so grounding, so cleansing, so healing. My third tool to find calm in the chaos is journaling or writing. 2 ways, either a brain dump. So I like to do this, either when something's really bothering me or I have a ton on the go, a ton on my mind, and I just need to get it all out. I need to clear my mind and get it all out on a piece of paper. Just write. Just keep writing until you have nothing left to write. What are you worrying about? What's on your to-do list? What are you planning? What are you thinking? Just what's going on? Just clear it out. This is also really good to do before bed to help you shut off your brain, stop worrying, thinking, planning, and just kind of close that chapter for the day and know, hey, I'm going to come back to this. I can come back to this tomorrow. I don't need to keep this as an open tab in my mind when I'm trying to sleep. And I turned this into a bit of a little mini ceremony, which maybe makes it sound long, but it's not at all. It's just really the intention you bring behind the activity. And I will link in the notes my free mini Finding Calm in Chaos course that just digs in deeper to everything we're talking about today and gives you some more tools like my brain dump ceremony to help you really implement this and bring that calm into your day. Now, the other way that I journal is anytime I'm going through a challenging situation, there's something on my mind, I write about it. So this might mean I'm writing a letter to someone, not actually for them, just for you. Maybe I'm writing a letter to myself. Maybe I'm kind of just writing out someone else's perspective of something. This is a really great way to build compassion and understanding because you don't have to agree with it. You don't have to, it's not about being wrong or right. It doesn't mean if someone's done something to you that, that everything's fine and they can treat you however they want. That's not what this is about. It's just about opening your heart and opening your mind and seeing different perspectives because remember, this is for you. Forgiveness is always for the person doing the forgiving, right? You're not forgiving someone or yourself. Incredibly important to practice self-forgiveness and to know when to do so. You're doing it for yourself because if you are not forgiving someone, if you're dwelling on something, if you're holding on to it, it's really not hurting the other person. Ultimately, it is hurting you, and that is a huge source of stress. So writing letters, writing out both sides of the story. I like to write out what would I do differently next time. Brings me to my final tool, which I'm sure you guessed it, is meditation. Again, at this point, I think we all know, it's so widely known, how beneficial meditation is for health, physical health, mental health, to reduce stress, to raise your mood, to help with your mindset. There's so much research on this. And it doesn't have to be this big, like 30, 40, an hour long session. If you're not a meditator, I actually suggest you start slow. Start very slow and work your way up. I couldn't even do 30 seconds when I first started. It can be very uncomfortable, very difficult. So just meet yourself where you're at. Even 1 minute is better than nothing. Times that meditation might be most helpful when you're feeling stressed out is to help you sleep. So right before bed or in bed as you are trying to fall asleep, first thing in the morning, to really clear your mind, center you, and set you up for the day. Because how we start our morning impacts our entire day. And it's really important that we get out of this habit of this frantic start to our day. If that means getting up 20 minutes earlier, it is completely worth it because you're going to find your whole day shift when you're not in this hectic, rushing space. And you're just giving yourself, you're setting an intention for the day, you're feeling good, you're clearing your mind, you're not taking with you all of yesterday's stuff. It's a new day. And then also, obviously, when anything challenging happens, you can always use meditation as a way to calm yourself down, recenter, and deal with those emotions. In terms of managing stress and anxiety, I would say guided. There's tons of really great guided meditations. And check out Insight Timer. I know Calm and Headspace are super popular, but Insight Timer has a whole bunch of different, even like more spiritual meditations too. And I recently saw, I want to say it's called Balance, an app called Balance, but I haven't actually tried that out myself yet. So those are my 4 tips for you for today for finding calm in the chaos. And as I mentioned, I do have a little mini freebie training that dives a little bit deeper into this, giving you some of my favorite exercises and more specific tools, ways that you can implement this into your life now and start benefiting and seeing a difference. So I've linked that in the notes. Please sign up. You'll get that in your inbox. Hit the thumbs up if you like this video, if it was helpful. Subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss a video. Thank you so much. Have an incredible weekend, and I will see you next week.